Heyo TCB faithful, this is the final boost.
And this is Madhouse.
And I'm sorry this review took so long. Our external hard drive crapped out and we lost all of our Diesel Legacy footage.
Well, what footage we can gather in terms of online and stuff, but it's gone.
Yeah, so we had to rebuild everything. But we're here now, and then this is the review of Diesel Legacy, the Brazen Age.
What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity back bumper. What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity back bumper. Bump to the bump to the bump to the bass. Bump to the bump to the bumper. Bump to the bump to the bump to the bass. Bump to the bump to the
Kicking things off, how do you feel about the presentation?
I like the presentation a lot. The animation itself is very well done. I don't think it's world breaking, but I do think that the character models is like is done very well. What I like especially about the game is like the character cut-ins.
The super flashes?
The super flashes.
Yeah.
I'm more impressed with those because the way they animate, cathartic to me for some reason, just look at them. Because they like oddly smooth and oddly fluent. With like the way the camera tracks and the way the characters move.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, it reminds me of them weird He-Man cartoons. Well, He-Man's not weird, but it reminds me of them older cartoons that you used to have like you got the kinda normal-ish fighting game animation, but then you get these cut-ins with the characters that's just super smooth and super fluent.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just reminds me of a bunch of stuff. I like it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I think the game is just absolutely gorgeous. I love the art style to the game. It's heavily like, I'm particularly biased towards things like 1930s style. So if you blend 1930s style like appearances with like, especially like steampunk or diesel punk with Diesel's case,
it bronze punk,
whatever, retrofuturism in general. If you just combine those kind of elements together, I think it makes it for a really cool aesthetic. And I'm not saying like Diesel reinvents the wheel to any of it.
No, it's very basic.
It's very boilerplate with the setting, but it's still a very fun setting to be in. So they'll be like, I'm a gangster, see? And then they'll be like, you have to pay $400. And like, $400, that's a lot of money. Look out for that Hitler, he's a baddie. All that stuff. So it's cool. I like that setting a lot.
Like the world Phil lived in.
Right, it's dingy. Like the slums are dingy. The characters are dirty for the most part. They have this really rusty look to them.
In the rich areas, like super clean.
Yeah, almost like
super pristine, like
Olympus,
glass-like.
like Olympus,
like Olympus. Like this is the highest level you can go in this city.
Once again, it's nothing unique, but it's still fun when it's used, and it's fun when it's used correctly. I love all of the character designs.
Yeah, I think nobody I don't like.
These are a group of super fun characters. I love all their designs. I don't think there's a bland looking character in a sense. You can argue that at first, when I first seen Saga, I thought she was particularly boring looking. Just being like a strong man that they made into a woman. Strong women. Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like,
it wasn't sure. I don't think it was strong women back then.
You know what I mean. She wearing that strong man outfit, and I'm gonna lift this dumbbell up over my head.
They gave her the fur on top to try to give it more personality.
Right, but what I'm saying is, the first time they announced her, I wasn't too impressed. But when we got to play the game and I seen the animations and how she interacts with like her victory stuff and how like the kids run in and stuff like that, and she's like a hero to them, stuff like that. It's charming. There's a whole lot of charm to a lot of these characters.
She's like the All Might of Diesel.
I guess. All the characters are cool. My favorite character is Ruby. I think from a design standpoint, I always like that. I don't know what it is about the character design specifically. I just kind of vibe with it. I don't know what it is, because at first, when I first played the game like a while ago, I was like, oh, okay, what is she, Harley Quinn? Because she obviously draws parallels to Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah, no shit.
She has the accent. She has the transatlantic accent. She has like fucking
the big poofy ponytails. Well, no, her ponytail is different.
Well, I guess Harley Quinn never really had ponytails. She did, I guess, in Batman. We're getting off track.
Yeah. Pigtails is the term looking at.
What I'm saying is, oh yeah, she does have pigtails nowadays.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's very Harley Quinn-esque, I say. And the comparison can't be like coincidental. But with that said, she has her own personality. She's just a fun character, but all of them look cool.
I thought she was like Diesel Mac.
Diesel Mac?
Because Diesel Mac, Diesel Mac to me is like the coolest parts of Potemkin and the coolest parts of Panzerfrost.
That forgotten Skullgirls character?
Yeah. Like, I mean, new Potemkin, I know. Not the old Potemkin. The army Nazi Potemkin.
He can't be Black Potemkin.
No, not Black Potemkin. Black Potemkin was cool.
No, he's not a black guy in that armor at all. But, yeah. So they're all fun designs. What I think really helps the world is the hand-drew backgrounds.
Yeah.
I think that considerably lifts up the game. They blend in with the world so well. Like it doesn't feel like they stick out.
Like they got something called dynamic lighting.
Yes, the dynamic lighting definitely helps carry the look too. Like, man, it feels. I hate saying this word, but it feels immersive.
I think the word I would use, immersive is a good word because I think it does feel that at times with the lighting and the atmosphere and shit.
Yeah.
But I think the word I'm trying to look for is that it feel classic.
What do you mean?
Like it feel like it feels authentic. Like it feel like the approach they were going for, they did a lot of research for it, and it's not just very aesthetically. You know what I mean? It's not just used for an aesthetic, it's used to build the world.
Right, and there's a lot to be said about the differences between something like sprite based, like we did Blazing Strike. A whole lot of that is like, I think that's hand drew too, but you know what I mean? It's really like sprite looking, where Diesel is just this smooth, finished looking, like just animated cartoon style look to it.
Diesel had the same animation progress Skullgirls had.
I wouldn't be shocked.
It had to be like completely hand drew and just transferred to the game.
Right. But for some reason, and the lighting probably, if we want to compare it to Skullgirls, I guess, because it's just
animation style we talking about.
It's his, let's say, due to the developer, it's his distant cousin.
Yeah, spiritual successor, super cousin, ancestor, whatever.
Super cousin?
Whatever.
Anyway, I think it does, now that I like played both games considerably close by, it does look better than Skullgirls, but it's only because I think Diesel has way stronger backgrounds.
Well, okay. I'm more partial to Skullgirls' art design.
Where I'm at.
As in like the more cartoony, rubber hosey type of situation.
Right.
Diesel is like a more manga, anime-ish, semi-realistic take on what Skullgirls is going for.
I don't know enough about anime to prove you wrong there.
Well, so, you can look at Ruby alone. She looks like an anime character.
I don't think she looks like an anime character. Who looks like an anime character?
I don't know. She just got anime character.
If I would say, yeah, I mean, I don't know what makes an anime aesthetic. It looks like a Western to me.
All right, but the fact is, regardless, we can circle back on this all day. The game looked great.
Yeah. The music is not like it's good. It's not anything fantastic. It's good.
A couple of tracks are memorable.
It's all industrial and what you expect. A lot of steam and machine moving in the background, stuff like that. So it's all there. It's all there.
Again, it don't have to be the most unique in that situation. It just have to do it the best. And I think Diesel did it the best.
I think it knows everything in this.
I think everything. Congratulations, art designers. Whatever y'all was going for, I hit it on the head.
I know it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but this is our review, so get fucked.
Yeah, get fucked. So in terms of modes, it's like, I don't know, like the game, it's good for what it has, all right? But it's like, it's strange to me because I feel like the game is missing something.
Well, let's break it down real quick. You got free for all. You got your teams.
Yeah.
You got 1v1. You also have story. I think there's an arcade mode.
I could have, and I seen an arcade mode in the training.
Online. And online too.
Yeah,
so what does the game need?
I guess the reason why I'm saying it is because I guess it's basic. You know what I mean? And it feels like, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. It's just that when I play the game, it feels like something's missing.
I don't see it. I think it has everything it needs to.
It has everything it needs to function. This is my personal take.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that the game is actively missing anything.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, to me, it feels like the game is missing something in terms of modes. I don't know what it is, and it don't hamper the fun, and it don't hamper my opinion of the game. This is strictly my opinion.
Well, let's kind of go into at least the main mode we played, which was story. We know we played versus and online.
Training
for the most
mode,
part.
yeah.
We played all that stuff. I'm talking about the main one single player mode, which is story mode. What you think about story mode?
We played it with Naira. We played before the hard drive.
Yeah, we played it with Naira.
We played it with Naira,
and then
you just played it with Ruby.
Right.
And they were distinct. They were distinct enough.
Right.
Like Naira was pretty much fighting the entire time, but I was surprised to see Ruby had minigame.
Yeah. Ruby had
a minigame, but a minigame.
And I noticed this with some characters. Like I think Rory has a lot of like beat 'em up segments.
Yeah.
And Ruby had this Battletoads-esque delivery package system where you had to dodge where you had to dodge like obstacles while picking up packages, and Naira had more dialogue based stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming.
Oh yeah. Cause you think about it,
we have that context now.
Yeah. Naira did venture around the world more.
Right.
Like the world of Diesel Legacy's backgrounds, I guess. But she talked to a lot more characters.
Right.
We see more areas with her, and we got more of the city's lore, like an outsider looking at.
Right. Then they had these text adventure moments where you had to pick an option.
Was that for Ruby too?
No, I didn't get that.
That was for Naira.
I was expecting it for Ruby, but it seemed that was a Naira specific thing.
So if you look at Naira as like some choose your own adventure type of situation, maybe. I'm not sure.
And it's not even that, because it's kind of like, oh, well, which one of these two options? I don't know what happens if you get one right. I don't know what happens if you get one wrong.
Really.
There was a section towards the end where you had multiple options because you had to find who's the star lady? What's her name?
Oh.
I'm brain farting.
It begins with D.
We're still new with these characters, okay? But there's the celebrity lady. That's her big connection, like her big connection character.
And I played a character, that's sad.
Yeah, her big connection character. So then she's like, I wonder where she's at. And you had to pick through 3 options. And they kind of have a small scene, don't really do anything, but they put you back into the same like little area to pick another option. Like, she's not here.
This is a weird comparison. You know what it remind me of?
What?
Remember like what's called Rivera the Promised Land? that old GBA game. It kind of remind me of that.
Well, how?
I don't know.
Wait, which one? The whole story mode?
Huh?
Or just Naira?
No, just Naira's.
Oh, okay. Okay. I can see that.
Like you just going around talking to people, and you know the occasional fight. It was so if you take it, I guess all the characters they made sure all the characters have a different reason for their arcade mode.
Yeah.
So you said Rory is a bit more of the beat 'em up, Streets of Rage type of situation,
right?
While Ruby, Naira is more adventuring around the world, more text based, more character focused, stuff like that.
And then Ruby has that little
Battletoads as mini game,
the auto runner, I guess.
The auto runner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if every character like that, damn, good on you.
Right. Now the actual story mode I thought dragged a little long. It just feels like.
Just for Ruby you talking about?
Ruby and Naira.
I think I agree. So I think Naira dragged on a bit.
It just feels like because Naira is about. Correct me if I'm wrong. Naira is about 10 chapters.
I think they all might be about 10 chapters.
I think Ruby was like 13.
Oh, I didn't know.
And because she goes through that mini game 3 times.
I think it's harder, right?
It gets progressively harder. I'm not saying that it's the same thing, but it's like you could chop off like a scene here. It kind of drags sometimes because some scenes are just straight cutscenes.
Yeah.
So I think wrapping those into like the actual like mini game or fight you have going for that chapter would have been nice.
Well, help the pacing out a little bit, make it seem less long.
Yeah, it could just seem like, okay, well, I'm here now. This is a quick cutscene. Okay, well, we're back to the main hub menu thing. It's like that's kind of annoying, but it's not like a big deal. No, it's still like a 15 minutes, depending on how long it takes your story mode.
Overall, I found it enjoyable.
That last boss can get fucked.
You fought the last boss because I beat her this time. I got busy.
I beat her this time.
Cause I know we had like what's his name? Frazier. You had the Kingpin, Commander Red S dude, who I thought was way taller than he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But his pants just big.
He has a couple of phases. His first phase is when you fight like these security drones, and that's like annoying because the lane system.
I played that part,
and we'll get into that when we actually talk about the game.
So I played that part first,
right?
And then you took over when I had to do my thing.
Yeah, and then the second phase,
you fought the last lady too,
right? The second phase is like he puts down these lasers on the floor that you can pretty much destroy with just like a crouching heavy.
Yeah,
and still with the little air helicopter drones,
right? But spawning,
right. And then the last phase for Frazier is he controls the middle lane with a big laser, and you have to just sidestep. That's kind of like a shitty third act. But he kind of just pulls up his desk and a laser shoots in the middle, and nothing else.
Oh, he got it like that?
But nothing else happens. There's no more drones. There's no like security.
I guess it's just a timing thing. It's
but it's
puzzle.
boring. I'm just beating this dude up.
Wait. Did Ruby go through that too?
Yes, everybody goes through the same thing.
Okay, so they all somehow end up vaguely connected with Frazier.
Well, obviously he's the big bad.
Oh, okay then.
So after that, he's on the ground. And he's like, "You're gonna meet my daughter," and then he takes her down to the catacombs or wherever the fuck. And Ruby's trying to find her dad. She meets her dad there, obviously. And then he's like, "My daughter, she's I turned her to a robot, and she's a goddess. She's not my daughter anymore. She's a goddess." And the boss fight starts. And it's a bullshit boss fight. I mean, I knew about it now, so it was a lot better. I know, like, she kind of works like Diesel Mech in a way, where you got to attack her with like jumping C's and D's, and she has armor on any other normal. I never threw her because I just feel like I couldn't throw her, so I just never tried. But it's just kind of bullshit. It's a lot easier that the second time, but she still has that stupid, like, she does this attack where it's like an onion rings come out of nowhere. And then you have to kind of like, oh, okay, well, look at this mess. I already can't see because it's overlapping like on the lanes, spear grid on the lanes is kind of like overlapping, right?
Yeah.
So it makes it kind of difficult to see. So you just got to end up just kind of eating shit and blocking those. Ain't no point of approaching her when she's doing that. And then like after that, you fight her twice. I don't have any much complaints about the boss after that. And you know, the game ends and it's fine. I thought it was fun the second time. But you know, it's all good, all fine.
As long as it's an enjoyable experience altogether, though, right?
Right.
Like you're not really offended by it.
No.
All right then, that's story mode. Then I mean, what else can we say? It's good.
Training mode. You know, it's your standard training mode. There's nothing. There's no shocking here. I don't have much complaints. My biggest complaint.
Oh yeah.
Is that
fat ass complaint?
Yeah, is that the UI is kind of sloppy navigating the menu to try to get teams together.
Yeah, like it's really simple. It's like for some reason it's like working a Rubik's Cube to get you on the same team or to get the other guy over there.
So I'm trying like, okay, let's practice some team stuff, and it's like, who's player B? What character you're picking now? And it's like after you like mess with that shit for 40 minutes, it didn't take that long. I'm being dramatic, of course, but it's still kind of irritating.
Listen, I can make it simple.
Yeah,
you already got the team colors, so just have team. Red, blue, green, whatever, how many teams you can have in the game.
Simple.
And then just have the characters, have the player's name under there. It's all you got to do.
Player 1, red. Player 2, red. Player 3, yellow. That means player 1 and 2 are on the same team, and they're free to attack the yellow. That's all. I don't know why we have fucking new math as a team selection thing, but you know, just fix it up. That's fine.
Yeah, and what about like, I want to talk about like the matchmaking a little bit.
First thing first, online.
Okay, well, yeah, okay.
And I don't have much, we didn't play much of it because, you know, indie game.
It's an indie game, he's looking for matches and whatnot.
But for what we did play, seemed functional.
Again, all the footage we had got lost with the hard drive.
Right, so.
But we did have footage, we did have online experience.
Right.
So like it was fine. Some people were kind of jerky and laggy, but that's the curse of the indie game and rollback. You're not gonna get a lot of people that just.
Not only that, you got 4 different people,
and you got 4 different connections going on,
depending on the situation. I think if you share the same name, that means you're on couch.
You're on the same console.
So I think that one time we fought that one guy, he was also on couch. He just had a crappy connection.
Yeah, okay.
So, but the rollback itself, we played about 10 matches.
Yeah,
all fine. Other than that one guy, it was all fine. I never really had any complaints. It was operatable. I think one of them was crossplay as well. So, and that seemed to work fine.
Thank you, Cannon Brothers.
No, Phil won't thank you. So what else we got to talk about?
Yeah, like I wanted to talk about like the concept of the game a little bit.
The 2v2, active 2v2.
The active 2v2. But I'm not sure should I talk about it now or can we talk about it during gameplay?
Talk about it now because we're not talking about the gameplay per se. You're talking about just the matchmaking, right? So go ahead.
Yeah, so it's like in order to play this game, you at least need 4 separate copies or 2 people on the same copy on couch co-op.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's a bit like too much at times. Because at times you're sitting there waiting for matches. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Other than it being an indie game, we know it's an indie game.
The main queuing modes are free for all in teams, and that's fine. But once again, it's an indie game. I'm not holding it against Diesel Legacy per se, but asking people to get 4 copies to play online at the same time or at least 2 copies, which is more manageable, but still, I think that kind of hurts the game a lot. And I think they should also queue for 1v1 as well, because it's a lot of downtime.
Hey, don't get it twisted. I got issues with the 1v1 too. You know what I mean? Well, we can get to that when we get the gameplay.
Right, and having crossplay is fine. It's great. I'm not complaining. Rollback's fine. Crossplay is good. But I mean, if nobody's buying the game, you have to rely on Discord. And once again, that's like every indie game. Unless you're lucky enough to get popular or get popular eventually, I'm not blaming it for using Discord. It's a tool to be used. But maybe it would have been easier if you somehow finagled the game in a way where if I had a copy, I could invite my friend to play either through like a demo, like the demo version or something. They don't need to get access to the game. But if I invite somebody, they should at least get access to whatever character is available so they can play along with me.
Yeah, it don't gotta be like DLC characters and shit like that. No,
I think that will help the game tremendously.
If the game gonna have DLC, it's gonna have DLC.
I think that would have helped the game kind of ease in. So instead of saying, "Hey, Madhouse, you want to try this game called Diesel Legacy?"
Or buy a copy, or come to my house. And what if we not together? What if we friends via online? You know.
And on top of that, I have to convince you. I have to sell you on Diesel Legacy, and let's not pretend that's not a thing. Sometimes you have to convince your friends that this is a good game, and this is a good game. We're going to that later.
God forbid if they're casual.
Like if they're casual,
if they're not into the fighting game space.
If your game doesn't have, if you're casual enough, but you're enough to play fighting games, and the game is not MK, Tekken, or Street Fighter, it's going to be a hard time selling your game. And once again, you can always use Discord, but I'm talking about more on a casual
normal person.
The
person that don't have Discord.
Where somebody will pick up the game, but they will have nobody to play with. And then if they want to get somebody to play with, they have to get 3 other people. And that is if the game is even active. They don't know what Discord is. They don't know how to find matches. So I think having a 1v1 being able to be queued up would help the game tremendously.
Yeah, but that's not my only beef with the 1v1.
Or like I said before, having the invite system where
like
the guy
a PlayStation
share play kind of.
I'm not sure how can they do that, but that's not my job. That's their job.
It's just a suggestion. We're just throwing shit out in the ether. It's just a quick idea, so we're coming up with on the fly.
Yeah, because I do think that the whole point of a game of this well made not getting to a lot of people, right?
Right.
So I think the whole point is to cast the biggest net possible.
I'm not gonna mince here. I'm not gonna mince words here. Okay, the developers can feel how they feel. The people who watching this review can feel how they feel. This is how I feel.
This is TCB reviews,
and I feel as though the price of admission is too damn high.
Is that worth the $30 on top of that?
You can say, "Oh well, it's for that small, like it's for that community of people." But I mean, what if somebody wants to try it and there's a demo? I'm sure there's a demo, right? But if somebody wants to try it, you have to pay $30 and then another $30. And then it's just kind of busy.
The price of admission is too high in this game.
Right.
That's the long and short of it. I'm not going to sit here and just sugarcoat it because I know people are just pretending like the issues don't exist. $30 plus 4 to 3 copies, 4 to 2 copies to play this game is just way too much. Especially for an untested indie game that is more like a fighting game than the actual fighting games we got now. And I know that sounds weird to say, but this game, and I know this is going into gameplay, but this game holds you accountable for your actions. And it prefers if you play the game, it prefers you learn the game, not the game cater to you.
I guess.
So when you got this game that holds you accountable, then you got games like Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8 not holding you accountable, and you can go guerrilla mode in those games with your friends, and they're more popular and they're easy to get into, and they're lobotomized compared to this game, it's going to have issues competing.
Well, I guess since you're already ranting on this part, we'll go into gameplay.
All right, let's go into gameplay then.
Well, I guess how you feel about the gameplay then?
No. Don't get it twisted. The gameplay itself in this game, let's talk about the positives of the gameplay first. Okay?
All right.
This game, the gameplay of this game is really good.
It's really good. It's not too complex.
No.
Because the nature of the game.
I think they dumbed it down since the beta.
Maybe. I have to play the beta. I mean, I can't play the beta again. But what I'm saying, it felt like the combo routes were a lot longer.
Yeah.
And they probably dumbed it down for the sake of nobody wants to sit there and watch combos for 40 minutes.
Shit, I don't.
On 2v2? Yeah, that's kind of silly. So that's for the best. But the core of the gameplay, the main mode of the game, 2v2 teams. 2 humans versus 2 humans.
It's fantastic.
I don't have any complaints at all about the gameplay. I think one of the biggest strengths this game does is being fun and keeping players active.
It does. It should be no point of this game where you're just sitting on your thumbs waiting for something to do.
And that was
constantly something for you to do.
That was such an easy thing to just forego. And I give the dev teams all the credit in the world. That ghost system that use post KO that essentially turns you into like an assist.
Yeah. And
you can block for your partner and everything like that. That was a genius fucking idea. That is such a fresh idea for this format. It's not even funny.
Well, it's not that many games in this format.
I know, but what I'm saying is, let's say Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Yeah.
Street Fighter Cross Tekken had that same thing, like that scramble mode where you play with 4 people versus 4 people all together, all players. And once you're KO'd, that's it. You're done. I don't know. No, well, Street Fighter Cross Tekken worked more like tag tournament.
So this is more like 2-dimensional Smash Brothers kind of.
Yeah,
I guess the closest game I could compare it to is like Rivals and Smash Brothers and stuff like that.
Right.
Like
it's a traditional fighting game. Don't get it twisted.
What is it called? Brawlhalla.
Yeah,
like shit like that. Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, that's how the 2-on-2 works. It's not like a tag system or anything like that. So it's cool. Like you have the lane system. And the lane is background, foreground, and the middle. Yeah. And you have complete control over that. You can move at any direction at any given time. You can either dash into a lane or you can hop into a lane, which will put you in the airborne state, and you can do your air actions. And all that works fine. It's cool. I don't have any complaints about like the core of the game.
Like the term I would use to compare the game, to summarize the gameplay, is mechanically satisfying.
Yes,
it's very satisfying to play the game. And then once again, going back to the ghost thing, which is like a really strange mechanic, because they took the literal hypest thing you could do in the video game, which is putting yourself in danger doing the parry.
Yeah,
and
put it on your partner.
Put it on a person. Like you can't do it, but they put it on a person, and that's really stressful. On top of that, you can do assist.
Yeah.
So technically turn the MK1 after somebody died.
So that's just like, man, I can't praise the core gameplay of Diesel Legacy enough. It's not complex. It's easy to hop into, but there's enough depth there, and the mechanics don't like carry you to any extent like these newer fighters.
Yeah, characters are very diverse.
The core systems of the game is clean. They get the job done. They don't need to be any more complex than what they need to be.
If you're looking for an older style fighter, this is the one.
Yeah, it's more like a brawl.
No. What I mean is, like you just said, like the system mechanics don't carry you. It's very intuitively built. It's built for enjoyment and learning the game.
The game
is not meant for carrying you.
The game is built for fun, first and foremost. I cannot stress this enough. Just like you said, with like the platform fighters, it could be either taken casually or, hardcorely, and it works on both sides.
Yeah, everybody got a chance.
So and characters in the 2v2 format are deep enough, and the combos with coming in and extending combos all feel natural.
And like, that's the thing. I don't think the game is deep enough to be like, whoa, I can't do this. I don't think 2v2 is that deep to be like, it's a huge execution barrier.
No.
So I think what it's going to turn down to is like team, the way your team work and matchups.
Right.
That's the game. It's not to the point where you have to memorize or do something like over your skill level.
You'll have some characters, like some of the character designs.
What the fuck is her name?
Might be a little busier.
Demetra?
The actress, okay? The snake actress lady.
Like, she got, like, she has stances. You can dial it in. Ruby, and stuff like that, yeah.
Ruby has, like, a movement system where she can, like, you have to keep dashing with her, and you can expend those, like, you can cash in those things for enhanced special moves. Rory has, like a quick roll stance he can go into, and he has a foot stomp, and he has a powered up state with a super.
Diesel Mac is, like, armor and hit states.
Right, so the Fritz, like,
potions and a lot of disruption.
The disruption, yeah, he can, like, what's the word? He can
displace.
He can poison you. He can extend your hit stun for stuff like that.
So characters are, like, widely diverse.
So characters are diverse, but they're complex, but they're not hard.
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, it's weird because because they hit such a sweet spot.
Yeah,
in terms of 2v2, they hit such a sweet spot that you can't complain.
Right.
You can't complain. And if you compare, once again, if you want to compare the game like Street Fighter 6, I think these characters are a lot deeper.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that because once again, I don't like comparing shit to the modern games too much. It's just because this game has a very specific objective it wants to do. And I don't want to say these characters are deeper than this character because Street Fighter is a 1v1 fighter. So that's not particularly fair.
Okay, let me put it like this. I enjoy learning these characters, either if they deeper or not deeper than Street Fighter 6 characters. I enjoy learning these characters because it felt like I was constantly growing. But I think, once again, that falls on the reliance on the player and less of the reliance on the system mechanics.
Right. So I don't have much complaints, right, towards the core of the game. I do feel, even though with the option you can use to up the visibility of each lane, I still feel that visibility is an issue with the game.
What you mean, like the Tom and Jerry Fight Cloud?
Well, just at first, before you start getting polished at the game and you start recognizing what you need to do, it's a Tom and Jerry Fight Cloud. I'm not gonna hold that against the game, right? I'm talking about visibility. So let's say you're a Diesel Mech, and I'm like, I don't know, a Rory, and you're in the foreground. I can't see my guy
because my dude too big,
and it's not like every hit's a mid. Like lights whiff on crouchers if you're small enough. So I have to pay attention to like what's the state of my. It's okay.
Okay, whatever. Go ahead. Sorry.
So I'll have to pay attention to what state my opponent's in. But if somebody bigger is covering that real estate in the front, then I can't see anything, which means I get hit cheaply and stuff like that. I don't know how can they fix this to kind of make it more visible. It's just something you're just going to have to deal with because it feels like matches are going to devolve into just two separate one-on-ones across the screen.
D'Amica. That's her name. Fucking D'Amica. Sorry, that was burning a hole in my brain.
That's okay. I want to try to prevent, or I don't want the game to be just, two 1v1s across the screen. And I don't know if we started to play that way because of just, I don't want you in my face while I'm trying to do my thing. So I don't know how that can be. I don't know if I explained that well, because once again, this is a weird format to kind of base around a fighting game. So I don't know if this issue can be resolved in any kind of way. It may be like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I said.
I guess a way you could do it is make it like, for example, if you're on the same lane with somebody else, your character glow their team color. So it's only going to be 2 colors going on, unless you're in free fall, but it's only going to be 2 colors going on at one time. So if you got 2 red and 2 green, just that everybody who's red will glow red, and everybody green who go green, that's how you always see your character.
I guess. I wish I could explain it better.
Yeah, it's like, once again, similar. We had to learn this format just like how they had to create it.
Right.
So of course we're going to have hang-ups, and it's okay to have hang-ups because that's how developers improve, and that's how people improve and learn what they like.
Right.
It's important.
So yeah, that's my only major complaint with the game. Everything else in regards of the core of the game is fantastic. Hitting people feel fun. Extending combos off your partners,
yeah, that's fine.
It's satisfying to do,
especially when you just roll out the situation and go up and do it. Right. That's dope. Yeah,
the ghost system is super unique, and I think it's one of the hypest mechanics I've seen in the game in quite some time.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything to complain about with the core of Diesel Legacy, the Brazen Age.
It's pretty much, it's almost perfect.
Yeah, for what they need to do, for me, it's perfect.
2v2 wise.
Of course, it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect.
It's still going to be like balancing issues. Some characters are clearly stronger than other characters. Not by a lot. Not by a lot. This game is damn near balanced.
Well, it's balanced because of the 2v2.
Yeah.
And then it's some look. And then there's some characters like Diesel Mech, and I get it. I was told on how to fight him, and it made it easier. It doesn't mean I still have to like his design.
Because when we were noticing when we were playing the first time, we was fine. We was winning matches. We were doing okay. We ran into one Diesel Mech that wrecked our shit. I never fought the dude. I played him, but I never fought him. It's a different experience.
Then 2 Diesel Mechs.
It did 2 Diesel Mechs. And then the Diesel Mech of Eleonora. And then Diesel Mech became the meta for like low level.
And it's the scrub killer character. And once again, you can break his armor with.
He's told you can jump C's. 2 hits. You can throw him.
Or you can check him with like 3 lights or something.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
command grab him.
So there's ways to
command grab him.
But I feel in the game, and once again, this has everything to do with casual play, not anything like, oh well, competitive. Obviously, they'll find ways around it. Obviously, once I get better at the game, and I did get better at the game, so there's ways you can get around it. But I feel as though just having armor for just standing there is a little irritating. It's a little
remember,
annoying.
you got the overheat mechanic too that give him complete armor.
And I'm fine with that.
What's the drawback with that?
I don't know. Well, it's fine with that part, but I just feel in a game that gets this chaotic so fast,
having a character that can just barrel
having
through
a character
shit.
where I have to specifically check in a way that's not conducive to any other character might be a little annoying for some. Hell, it was annoying for me.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it again. It was annoying as shit.
Once again, I can fight him nowadays, but it still doesn't make him any less fun. It doesn't make him fun to fight against, but that's me. Skill issue, blah blah blah.
We grew since then, so we're not sure how it is if we fight him now. We can't find a match, but we're not sure how we grew since then, so we're not sure how we're going to be with him now. Most likely, he probably a cakewalk.
The main gameplay mode to Diesel Legacy is 2v2, but it's not the only mode. We don't really have to talk about free for all.
Nah, free for all is just meant for fun.
Yeah, free for all is 4v4, chaos everywhere, that kind of thing. I want to talk about the other, I guess, the secondary important mode of the game, which will be the 1v1.
Now, we already explained earlier how it's difficult enough to end up finding matches in this game due to the high price, the high requirements it is for you to actually play.
To get it going, yeah.
So, I think having a bit more of a focus, not a huge focus, like competitively, 2v2 all the way.
Right.
If tournaments and shit, 2v2 all the way, that's hype, it's fun to look at, it's dope. I think a bit more focus should be put on the 1v1 aspect of it.
A bit more polish.
A bit more polish. Because it's like, I don't like having to learn a character through someone else. If that's weird it's sounding.
We'll just go to training mode.
Yeah, but sometimes you might want to test that in an environment that's not a computer
or a team match. I guess I get what you're saying,
yeah,
I suppose.
But I think having like a non-competitive rank up for example, like if I'm gonna learn D'Amica, right?
Did you learn her name?
Because I learned her name, I'm gonna spam it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna learn D'Amica, but in order for me to learn D'Amica in the complete environment, I'm gonna have to play with you or somebody else.
Or training mode.
So I think having a queue up for 1v1 is not a bad idea.
And with that being said, I don't think every character is designed with one-on-one on mind, and that's fine. That's fine. The game isn't focused on 1v1. But I think giving characters a little more to do in that format would probably be nice. And then having characters have a little bit more to do for 2v2 isn't that big of a deal either.
I guess they didn't want like a full Guilty Gear character bouncing around 2v2. And that's completely understandable. Like you want characters to be simplistic, you want them to rely on one another.
But if I want to play 1v1, some characters just don't operate as well as others. Eleonora, for example, I might be wrong, I don't know, because I didn't play enough in the 1v1 format. But it's not like she has like Rory pokes or anything like that. All she has best is like darts that she can zone with. And her lane control doesn't matter when it's 1v1 because it controls specific lanes. Speaking of lanes,
Oh yeah.
I think there only needs to be 2 lanes in 1v1 mode.
Okay, so like the closest we can compare this game to is all Fatal Furies.
Or give the Garasuka.
Or give the Garasuka. So I'm assuming those games only had 2 lanes.
If I recall, yes.
I think in a 1v1 environment, it should be reduced to 2.
Right.
To keep in favor with those games.
And it's too much camping with 3 lanes.
Yeah.
You can run but like I said, even like it's not interesting because once again, I might feel Eleanor might be a little weak or kind of like Fred. What the fuck is Fred's gonna do on 1v1?
I don't know, but I understand. So people gonna be like, "That's not the purpose of the game." Yeah, I get it, but what if I'm having a hard time finding matches and I want to play with Fred?
I'm only saying this because the 2v2 aspect is so well polished.
Yeah,
I'm only saying this because I am assuming they have extra time because I don't think 2v2 needs much. Some more characters, sure. Some balancing things here and there. I don't even think anything is that out of control.
Yeah, I already said that earlier. Yeah.
So I'm only saying this because 2v2 is so well designed that I think they'll have time to kind of give some love to the 1v1 side of the game.
And then, because like for example, I like to learn characters by myself, and it would be nice to have like a way, especially with how limited the player base is right now,
right?
To have a way to connect with like-minded people who might want to learn like D'Amica or a Fritz somehow in 1v1. Maybe judge them up a bit. Maybe add some more mechanics in 1v1, like the ghost parry can be used as a regular parry. That'd be hype.
I guess that's interesting. I guess
but
breaking over some of the team elements and making it single player first,
making them solely defensive mechanics for 1v1.
And I don't give a fuck if 1v1's broken or anything like that. Like, I don't really care. It's just like, I just feel as though that you put the mode in the game, and I get that it's secondary, but I feel as though that you can have the best of both worlds. I think a really good team game, and it is right now, and I feel like it could be a fairly interesting 1v1 game as well.
Yeah.
And then both sides is happy, and then that'll help the issue of the small player base. And then, you'll have a situation where you can queue up for team, and if there's enough players, you find team, and you can queue up for 1v1, and you can probably find players a bit faster. But, I just want the game to be available. Options will never hurt.
Options. We're not saying we want the game to be 1v1 focused. I just got finished saying that the game should be 2v2 competitively, but having an option on 1v1 for like better understanding of a character or better understanding of a particular matchup,
or just to help with the health of the game in general, like lifespan.
There's a lot of value in 1v1.
And I feel as though the character's already close to like solid like archetypes for 1v1 games. So, I mean, a little extra push in that direction I don't think is going to hurt anybody.
Nah, it's not going to hurt nobody.
And then you just have more tools to work with on 2v2.
So let's put this review to bed. What's your score for the game, man?
I'm giving Diesel Legacy a 5 out of 5.
Why?
For me,
I mean, it don't have to be. It's for us.
Yeah. For me, a 5 out of 5 doesn't mean the game is perfect. I mean, it succeeded in everything it needed to do. And as far as I'm concerned, from my perspective, Diesel Legacy nailed most of the things it attempted.
Fair.
At a competent level.
Fair. That's absolutely fair. But we're not connected at the hip. All right. We got 2. This is TCB reviews, and we both are TCB.
Okay.
I'm going to give the game a 3.
Okay, fair enough. Why?
Because I just don't think the game's there yet. And to be honest, I think the concept is kind of killing the game. I think the concept and the lack of flexibility with that concept is killing the game. Does that make sense to you?
It's gonna have to, man. Look, I can't tell you how to feel.
Look, I agree with you. The game succeeded in what the game needed to do. It's a fantastic game. It's fun. Everything we said up to this point been absolutely truthful.
Yeah.
But it's my review, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it because certain people shit like that. I'm gonna go based off of the game I had,
right.
And the game I've been playing is virtually nothing. Waiting for matches.
And you feel go to Discord isn't a strong enough?
No, because I mean, it's, to be fair, like you said, it's new, it's untested, it's not the most, it's not, it's indie, but it's like Max talked about it and Roofamonger talked about it. I think it'd be a bit more people playing. I don't know.
Feel how you feel, man. I can't tell you how to feel.
I like the game. It's nothing about me liking the game. I like the game a lot. But I just feel like I can't give it a higher score than a 3 right now. It's a very loose 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it's an indie game and it got to grow, and most likely when it grows, it's fine. But right now, I just think it's too high for a mission.
All right.
I think that's hurting the game.
All right. So with that being said, Diesel Legacy: The Brazen Age comes in at an 8 on the TCB scale.
That's even better. It can't higher than what the fuck I said.
I think it's the highest rated TCB review so far.
Like I'm not mad about that. And like I said, it's a loose 3. I just feel bad that I had to give it a 3. You know?
Yeah. So all right. So let's move on to the positive and negatives.
All right.
On the positive side, from the beautifully hand-drawn backgrounds and characters to the solid music and the great setting with the dynamic lighting, I feel that Diesel Legacy has a fantastic presentation. Where Diesel Legacy shines is its 2v2 aspect, and I feel that it's amazingly fun. It's commendable that they always wanted to keep the players engaged and involved within the match, and the mechanics are very well thought out and unique. Lastly, and I can't believe I still have to say this, but Diesel Legacy is pretty much everywhere, right? And it has all the important additions you need for a modern fighter. Crossplay, rollback, replay takeover, all those neat things are present and accounted for, and that can't be understated.
Going on to the cons, visibility can be a bit of an issue every now and then. And it may not be an issue for everybody, but for particular cases for us, it was. For as fun as the game is, it's a bit too demanding to get to the full experience. And having to need 4 copies at $30 a piece on an untested indie game, it's a steep hill to climb. This game is young right now, so having a dedicated 1v1 filter can help play the game instead of waiting for matches.
That's our Diesel Legacy review. Once again, sorry it took so long for it to come out, but things beyond our control.
Shit happens.
Do you agree with us? Do you not? Sound in the comment section so we know.
Despite me giving it a 3, I do enjoy this game and I do like it. If you find anything between in December or this video that make you any curious about the game, it's $30. Pick it up. We need more in the community.
With Diesel, I think this might be the last TCB reviews for the year.
I don't see anything else coming out.
So next year, we'll try to stay abreast on what's coming out, especially in the indie space. And we'll be right here to provide this since we found a format that works.
Mark of the Wolves, Virtual Fighter.
Yeah, for fighting games, since it's going to be a big year for me for fighting games, this might be the final time I even embrace modern fighting games or not. So I know Virtual Fighter might be fine, but if Mark of the Wolves is done, I'm fucking done with fighting games, at least in the mainstream sense.
To be fair, Virtual Fighter is so small and so lost, it'd rather just be indie at this point.
All right, man, you done?
Yeah, we done.
See you next time.
See you.